Grey's Anatomy was very good, right? Grey's Anatomy with the half sisters. Very interesting storyline, the way they're going with Grey's Anatomy this year, right? Very nice. All right, so when Grey's Anatomy was over, we watched Scandal. As Scandal opened this week, it was very exciting, right? You see Jake and Olivia, they're settling to Washington life. They're jogging, having a great time. Olivia is summoned to see Cyrus, for some scandal fixing. She's back in, action again. So now she's going to be fixing a scandal for the White House again. Jake lets Olivia know he's available anytime she wants to come to his hotel room for a booty call. Jake spent much of the time investigating Harrison Wright's murder. All right. So he's spending a lot of time on a computer. He's looking at Harrison Wright's body. We see the toe tag with Harrison Wright's name on it. As I said last week, the actor wants to come back. The actor who plays Harrison Wright, he's trying to, get the actors or writers to write him in, or maybe he's been written in. We don't know what's going on behind closed doors. But remember this big campaign that was going on television. The actor wants to come back. So anyway, Jake is looking into Harrison Wright's murder, and we'll see how that progresses. Mellie is still at the graveside all day, and the press has proclaimed her as crazy. The president and Cyrus are trying to strategize as to what they're going to say to the press so they can get everybody calmed down, because they think the first lady is completely nuts. But Mellie doesn't feel like she should calm down. She doesn't feel like she should play ball. She feels like she has every right to be sad and depressed and do whatever she wants. And I understand how she feels, okay? Abby comes to give Mellie somewhat of a tough love talk, to try to motivate her to get herself together, to pull herself together, put her clothes on and act like a first lady, again, and have some pride in herself and things of that nature. But I noticed that she brings up Jackie Kennedy as an example. She mentions Jackie Kennedy after her husband was assassinated, kept the pink dress on with the bloodstains and everything, and still went on to the airplane and was sworn in alongside President Johnson, Vice President Johnson at that time. And she's kind of giving her that type of thing. In other words, there's women who have also been through such great tragedies and things like that. So you can't just give up. You got to keep going. So that's what she tells Mellie. And it seemed to have worked, because the next scene, a few scenes, I should say, later in the episode, you do see Mellie. She looks wonderful. She has on this beautiful red dress, and she is sitting at the address, very nice and neat, and acting very proper with all the rest of the congressmen and the other dignitaries. Then the scene switches to Huck and Quinn. They share some uncomfortable moments. They're supposed to be babysitting this couple that Olivia is working with. But then something goes wrong. Evidently, they don't do such a great job, because the wife stabs the husband in the thigh with the wine opener. Very nice, right? Okay, so before the press conference, the president wants to speak with Liv alone. Okay, so you kind of get nervous, but then again, he says, just everybody leave the room. Okay, so everybody gets nervous, but it's okay. He's not going to do anything. They're getting ready to go have the speech in a little bit. He's getting ready to go speak in a few minutes. You kind of know that he kind of knows his place, but they cut the scene. They don't show us what's going on, but you kind of assume that they didn't make love or anything. The president still wants to speak with Liv alone. So, of course, it's wink, wink, but no, it's all very professional. He wants her opinion. He still values her opinion. For whatever it's worth, he still thinks she's the best advisor and the best confidant. So that's why he asked to see her. And, of course, the speech is this big success, gets this big standing ovation. Okay, and then after the speech, when Mellie's by herself, she breaks down and she starts to cry. And she cries, and she loses her strength, and she's crying on the floor. And then here's the president. He comes and he grabs her. It's such a beautiful, touching scene. It really is. He tells everybody to get away from her. I got this. And he grabs her, and it's so touching. And this is a beautiful shot. You have to really thank the directors and whoever they're handling their cinematography, because The shot is overhead. It's a camera shot in which you're looking down at the president holding Mellie, holding his wife, just cuddling her. It's such a touching scene. It was so beautifully done. Kudos. All right, so then the scene shifts to Olivia. She shows up at Jake's hotel room later on for the booty call. You kind of knew that was going to happen, so there it is. And you hear the background of Donna Summer's MacArthur Park, if you know that song, right? It's a very old song, very classic, okay? And then the next thing we see, the music is still going, okay, is Cyrus having a booty call with this gentleman he met at the bar. The two retired to a hotel room, and as they head, I guess they do whatever they have to do. But then after they head home, the gentleman that was with Cyrus goes to this limousine that's waiting outside to talk, to one of the congressmen. So I should say congresspersons, congress-lady. All right, so he seems to maybe be a spy. We don't really know what he is, but there's something shady about him. I guess we'll find out next week when we tune in. So you gotta watch, okay? Thank you for joining me for the second episode of the 4th season of Scandal. It's Renee Stanley for Movie Review Relay.